Thank you. Please be seated. The word convocation means literally a calling together. You've been called together in this room today at the start of your Pitzer education, and we look forward to calling you together again in this room at 9:30 a.m. on Saturday, May the 16th, 2021, dressed in your Pitzer white robes, ready to process out for your graduation ceremony. The faculty members here today, and others not present, will be your teachers, mentors, and research partners for the next 4 years. And in all likelihood, they will stay connected to you long after that. You will hear from some of us now about our high expectations for you as scholars, activists, citizens, both on campus and off. It is my great honor and pleasure to welcome our first speaker, Dr. Melvin L. Oliver, the 6th President of Pitzer College.
Thank you, Dean Boyle, and good afternoon to the class of 2021. You know, in many ways, you are the most talented and engaged entering class of students in Pitzer College history. You come to Pitzer from diverse backgrounds, racially, socioeconomically, geographically, and internationally. Your academic interests range from the arts and humanities to the social sciences and the biological and mathematical sciences. As I thought about addressing you today, I inevitably started thinking about my first year of college. Now, that was only a few years ago. I won't mention how many, but I can still feel the chill of excitement, my fear of the unknown, the exhilaration of meeting new and diverse people, and the responsibilities that my family and community held for me. Those were the feelings of a new beginning, feelings that stay with me and will stay with you your whole life. For many of you, your experiences of college is new, as was mine, as was Dean Boyle's, and Vice President Carlisle's. I was the first member of my family to graduate from high school. That was a major achievement in my family, where neither my mother nor father went beyond the 9th grade. Some of you are like us, the first in your family to attend college. I had feelings of loneliness. I felt I did not belong, but I persevered, and college was for me a transformational experience. So I want to salute you first-generation students in particular for your accomplishment and commit Pitzer College to your success for the 4 years you are here with us. For others, you follow in your family's footsteps. Several of you are, I'm happy to say, are second-generation Pitzer students. No matter what your background, we chose you to be part of Pitzer College. You all belong here. And for all of you, college presents the same set of opportunities. The opportunities to grow socially, emotionally, civically, and academically. The opportunity to go through an amazing transformation that takes you through what Mark William Roach calls, quote, the articulation of a higher purpose, the discernment of contemporary problems, the awareness of our own capacities, and the integration of these realms, unquote, leading to your grappling with seminal questions like, what is of greatest value? What are our most pressing challenges of our age? And what ought I to do with my life? But to take advantage of all that you have before you, you must understand what I call the currency of the college. Yes, the college is its own social system, it's true. I want to suggest that at Pitzer, what makes it different is that access to its values, you must use a currency that all of us have in abundance, but which I guarantee you, not all of you will use as freely as you should over the next 4 years. That currency is intellectual curiosity. Intellectual curiosity is the currency of the academic realm, especially of the liberal arts. It is what helps you gain the most out of your professors, your classes, and your fellow students. It's not a scarce commodity, yet many students are reluctant to use it. In an environment with as many opportunities as ours, intellectual curiosity opens the treasures that await you. Asking about your grades and office hours will generate a short and abrupt answer. Asking a substantive question about the course's subject, whether it is biology, math, sociology, or English, will bring forth the riches that your professors have to share. Asking your professor about their scholarly interest or their current research will produce a tidal wave of information, of engaged storytelling, of good advice, of goodwill towards you, not as a student, but as a fellow learner, a colleague in pursuit of knowledge. So to get the most out of your 4 years, remember that we all have the right currency to purchase it. And remember, don't be stingy with your intellectual curiosity. Be an extravagant spender. Spend all the intellectual curiosity that you can muster in your 4 years here. Doing so will enrich your experience and guarantee that you get so much more out of it. At Pitzer, there's an opportunity to take advantage of an intellectual community committed to a core set of values that makes Pitzer unique among small liberal arts colleges. Those values, by now ingrained in your memory: social responsibility, intercultural understanding, interdisciplinary learning, student engagement, environmental sustainability, are expressions of our community's commitment to producing engaged, socially responsible citizens of the world through an academically rigorous, interdisciplinary liberal arts education, emphasizing social justice, intercultural understanding, and environmental sensitivity. The wisdom of our founders also expected you to participate and be a part of the engagement in our joint participation in our community of shared governance. As a student, you have both a right and a responsibility to be a part of the institution's self-governance. These core values will be a part of your courses, your campus life, your community engagement, and your international experiences. Embrace your opportunities here. Take courses that expand your horizons, that help you confront uncomfortable truths, that sensitize you to worlds and people you are unfamiliar with, that challenges your understanding of the physical and natural world, that give you the skills of logical thinking and systematic research, that develops your ability to connect to the human experience through art, history, philosophy, and languages, and that enable you to read and think critically and creatively, to reason and to ask deep and penetrating questions. Now, Pitzer is oriented to exploring and understanding the injustices encased in some of the critical antinomies of modern life: poverty and wealth, men and women, able and disabled, black and white, indigenous and colonizer, immigrant and native, human sexuality, among others. You will explore these questions through interdisciplinary lenses that will uncover the multitude understandings and dimensions of these complex issues. There is no one discipline with the monopoly of understanding of these complexities. A truly interdisciplinary approach is necessary to peel away the layers of complexity involved and to weave new understandings together. A key dimension of your Pitzer education will be your ability to transcend the biases of your lived experiences and preconceived notions and incorporate the perspectives and worldviews of other cultures. Pitzer students are able to use both insider and outsider knowledge to navigate whatever issues they choose to explore. As the world becomes increasingly globally interconnected, this ability to understand not only our own culture, but to create intercultural understandings will be one of your greatest assets for success in the future. Students not only learn in the classroom, but engagement with various communities, from local governance at Pitzer to the structured community engagement programs that go into prisons, local communities, and institutions to enable students to learn with and be taught by those closest to the problem. Pitzer students become learning partners with others to address problems of racism, gender violence, social justice, the criminal justice system, environmental justice, and other issues. We learn the humility that comes from working with and learning from those whose lives are most affected by social and economic inequality, racism and sexism, to name only a few dimensions of oppression. Our focus on environmental sustainability is a commitment expressed in our campus architecture and grounds, our interconnected environmental academic focus, and our institutional practices. We are proud to have been one of the first colleges in the nation to divest our endowment from fossil fuel investments. As students here, you will be active participants in the daily life of our campus, ensuring that you leave the environment and the world stronger than how you found it. As our mission notes, students interested in environmental issues will find Pitzer an exciting living and learning laboratory. And you will have the added benefit of the opening of the Robert Redford Conservancy for Southern California as a site for investigation, dialogue, and debate. It's a little hot. Not very. As members of our community, we expect all our students to adhere to our community values. In an environment of polarized politics and thinking, it is crucial that we promote ethical practices in a diverse community built upon trust. Pitzer College aspires to be a shared learning environment where every member is valued, respected, and entitled to dignity and honor. Each and every member of our community has a responsibility to respect diverse viewpoints and life experiences, to engage in thoughtful dialogue that increase understanding and awareness, and deal with differences without intimidation and the intent to do harm. As an institution of higher learning, we are committed to inquiry and learning. We respect pluralism and freedom of expression, which we know requires effort and constancy in pursuit of academic excellence. We know that our effort to create a civil community will be tested by the contentious dialogues that swarm around us daily. These may be the vitriolic, hateful, racist, and anti-Semitic rantings we witnessed in Charlottesville this past month, the seeming support for racist, sexist, and homophobic policies by our current presidential administration, the fear and anxiety that our fellow undocumented workers and DACA students feel from the constant threats of familial disruption and deportation, and international situations and events intrude in our campus as well. The anti-Muslim rhetoric that continues to misrepresent terrorism as rooted in religious belief, the continued oppression of minorities around the world, and the looming threat of global extinction brought on by global warming. In addressing these issues, we rely on our values: to listen, hear, and to debate with passion, yet without intimidation. These are difficult to do in the heat of argument and in the shadow of imminent consequential decisions. When we occasionally fail the test, our interactions may lead to silencing others, to erasing the voice and lived experience of the least resourced, and can ultimately lead to the silencing that is an end in itself, violence. At Pitzer, such dialogue and inquiry raised by these kinds of conversations are considered legitimate and important, related to both scholarly interrogations and dimensions of social justice. They should be discussed and debated through thoughtful presentations of data and perspectives. I believe Pitzer College stands as a beacon for just those kinds of difficult conversation. Still, there are forces today that take inappropriate openings in our conversations to create what I call ugly caricatures and participate in electronic muggings of those who are participants. I remind you that social media can be a challenging place to address difficult and potentially divisive issues. Let's be smart about how and where we address issues so that they do not become a cudgel used to discredit legitimate inquiry and divert our individual and institutional attention and energies. You have the opportunity here at Pitzer to develop the most valuable thing you will take away with you on this journey, the ability to walk upright and see clearly, to see not only for yourself and by yourself, but also to see by, through, and with the eyes of others. In the African-American novelist Toni Cady Bambara's words, quote, to see what the factory worker sees, what the prisoner sees, what the welfare child sees, what the scholar sees, what the ruling class myth makers see as well, unquote. Seeing from different points of view is vital in a society that increasingly tries to tell us that there can only be one way to see and only one way to be, that there's only one kind of patriotism, one kind of family, one kind of religion, one kind of sexuality, and one kind of politics. Your teachers will struggle to give you this ability to see. We want you to be lifelong learners, critical thinkers, and creative problem solvers, to be individuals who can think by yourselves and for yourselves long after you have left your teachers and their classroom behind. But you also need the resolve to see, the courage to see, the determination to see. In her brilliant, inspiring, and transformative book, Feminine Endings, the feminist musicology Susan McClary allegorizes her own quest to ask and answer serious questions by relating the story of Bluebeard as told by Bela Bartok in his 1911 opera, Bluebeard's Castle. The story concerns a young bride given the keys to 6 of the 7 rooms in her husband's castle, but forbidden from unlocking the door to the room that remains. Each chamber exposes the young woman to a presentation of her husband as he wishes to be seen. Except for some disquieting clues, the rooms reveal her husband's wealth, taste, political power, and personal strength. Opening the 7th door, however, breaks the illusion and exposes the bride to horrible truths hidden behind it. McClary argues that the story offers a parable for feminist scholars, and I would say for all of us, that the versions of reality bequeathed to us by patriarchy and other ideologies have been inaccurate and misleading, that we need to open the 7th door to see the truth behind the facade, no matter how horrible it might be. You need to use your intellectual curiosity to open that 7th door. Face up to the challenges that your world will present to you, and to stand upright as a citizen of a global society. That is your challenge. Pitzer is here to partner with you to meet that challenge. I know you will. My best wishes to you for a great 4 years, and by the way, have a little fun while you're at it. Thank you.
Thank you, President Olive. I want to begin my remarks by focusing on the relationship that's going to develop between you out there, dressed appropriately for 110-degree weather, and those of us here down the front, looking like extras from some Game of Thrones episode. But at Pitzer, you have the opportunity to co-create your education. This starts with a rich array of courses and majors available to you, far more than would normally be the case at a college with about 80 or so professors, because there are courses taught by hundreds of professors across what Forbes magazine's August College Rankings edition called the Claremont Consortium Powerhouse. That was the subheading, Claremont Consortium Powerhouse. Now, let me state that like everybody else on this stage, I abhor college rankings, the simplifications, the dodgy methodologies. For that matter, I abhor Forbes magazine. But when they make us look good, and if they want to insist we're a top 25 college and the fastest rising college in the top 100, well, I guess we'll have to live with that. But seriously, here in Claremont, taking courses and doing majors at the other colleges is not just a theoretical possibility, as is the case at other consortia. It's likely to be central to your undergraduate experience. Pitzer students typically take about 60% of their courses at that part of Pitzer College, which is here on the east side of Mills Avenue. I want to remind everybody that there's a piece of Pitzer College which is on the other side of Mills Avenue. That's the Keck Science Department. Pitzer students typically take about 10% of their courses there, but the other 30% or so will be taken across the other Claremont colleges. Many of you will major in music or theatre at Scripps or Pomona. I know dozens of you have registered for Professor Dodds's computer science class over at Harvey Mudd this semester. You'll be taking Arabic, Con Law at CMC. And you'll all be enjoying the benefits of the intercollegiate departments and programs wherever those courses happen to be taught. So the options are myriad. You also have the liberty to explore your own particular interests, perhaps through independent studies, by combining different majors, doing minors, or through doing self-designed majors. You need 32 courses to graduate from Pitzer, but a Pitzer education is much more than 32 episodes where you meet a professor for 3 hours a week over 15 weeks. I've done the math, that's about 1,400 hours of FaceTime instruction with professors. But what binds the education together is mentorship. Your faculty mentors will guide you through not just course elections, but also through moments of crisis, planning for study abroad, thinking about postgraduate opportunities, work, fellowships, professional studies, and further study. We've doubled down on mentorship at Pitzer. As you all know by now, your first year seminar instructor is your advisor and will remain your advisor for the first 2 years that you're a student here until the baton, sorry, as you call it here, is passed to the major advisor that you will have that will see you through to the end of your career at Pitzer. I'm especially glad myself that after 2 years out of the classroom, this year I'm doing a first year seminar and mentoring 15 of you poor unfortunates myself this semester. In addition to students having autonomy and power as individuals to craft their education, at Pitzer students collectively have the ability to exercise power and influence across the institution. At most colleges and universities, there are mechanisms through which students are consulted with actual power lying elsewhere. But Pitzer has a system of community governance in which students are not just consulted, but share power. Students sit as full voting members on all committees within the college. Pitzer College is the only college in the country where students sit as full voting members of the Appointment, Promotion, and Tenure Committee. These faculty, in their gowns in front of you today, when they were hired, a student voted on that, or students, plural, voted on that. When they were tenured, students voted on that. All decisions in the college involve student voting power. Students also serve on the Faculty Executive Committee, a misnomer we live with happily, which has authority over policy within the college. So get involved in Senate, with student organizations, and with Pitzer's system of community governance, and help co-create Pitzer's larger academic mission. One of the things your first year seminar instructors and advisors have been talking to you about is the 4-course requirement addressing social justice and intercultural understanding. You will be only the second class of Pitzer students to be held to these new requirements. The sophomores were the first, so they're the guinea pigs, so all the kinks will be worked out by the time you guys go through. In a world riven by social injustice and intercultural misunderstanding, you'll be asked to carefully study, debate, and dialogue about theories of social justice. You will also be asked to engagement is a key term here at Pitzer, to undertake a course addressing praxis. So as we welcome you to Pitzer and to Claremont, and we want you to become familiar with the campus and with the consortium, I nonetheless want to urge you all to get outside the Pitzer and Claremont bubble, to experience and understand your new local, the communities in this area. What is this new local that I'm welcoming you to? And I realize some of you are from this region, but even you probably don't know all aspects of the local that you find yourselves in. In Ireland, we say Céad Míle Fáilte, 100,000 welcomes. You'll be very pleased to hear that I'm going to limit myself to 4 welcomes to your new local. First, welcome to land occupied by Tongva and other native peoples for centuries. Have all of you seen the inverted California signs that are dotted around campus, made by Edgar Heap of Birds? They're here courtesy of Bill Anthes, a professor of art history who's worked with Edgar over the years, and in fact we will have Edgar Heap of Birds here in residence next spring semester, so you'll all get a chance to meet him. Second, welcome to Prison Valley, as it's known to many. And here's a welcome that might surprise international students in particular. There are more people in carceral institutions, prisons, youth detention camps and jails in this end of the Inland Empire and Pomona Valley than there are in higher education. Just the other side of Montclair Mall, a little down Central Avenue, about 10 minutes down Central Avenue there, the California Institution for Men. There are more men incarcerated in that prison than there are in all of the Claremont colleges combined. I almost dropped this third welcome, but I see Judy Grabner is behind me staring at me, and you've already been getting messages from Judy Grabner about registering to vote, so I'm glad I left this one in. But welcome to the 27th Congressional District. This is a congressional district that stretches from here over to towards the city of Los Angeles, Monterey Park and around there. This is a congressional district that is plurality Asian American. 40% of the voters in this district are Asian American, which makes it the second most heavily Asian American district in the continental United States. My fourth welcome is to the Inland Empire, a region, Pomona Valley, San Bernardino, Riverside, undergoing a demographic and economic transformation, with a new Latino majority in an economy organized around one of the great arteries of world trade, the Greater Ontario Transportation Logistics Hub, through which imports coming in from the ports of Long Beach and Los Angeles are distributed out to the rest of the country. Those of you that may have flown into Ontario Airport will have got a bird's eye view of the Inland Empire. Claremont is the little green smudge that's up there next to the mountains, but the valley is dominated by this massive assemblage of warehousing with related transportation infrastructure. At some point, you will have the opportunity to become involved in a local community organization, not doing service, but becoming engaged. You might not be able to do that this semester, but I do urge you to heed my admonition to try and get out of the Claremont bubble and experience the local communities that you're now studying in. You, the entering class of 2017, are arriving for a very auspicious academic year here at Pitzer. As you may recall, when I greeted you here last Saturday, I noted three particular significant milestones that will impact you this coming year. First, as President Oliver already mentioned, we will be opening the Robert Redford Center Conservancy for Southern California Sustainability, a wonderfully renovated building and site just the other side of Foothill Boulevard. And at this point, I would like to recognize the hard work and leadership of the faculty director of the Conservancy, Brenda Sarathi. Second, with our Scripps and CMC partners, we are engaging on an expansion of the Keck Science Center, which will benefit all Pitzer students, but especially those 30% or so of you who will probably do science or science-related majors. And at this point, I would like to introduce to you the new students, but also to my Pitzer faculty colleagues, the new Dean of Keck Science, Ujay Sophia. Would you please stand, Ujay? Third, you may remember I noted that this year we'll be marking the 50th year of the first full 4-year class that graduated from Pitzer. The class that graduated, their last year was 1967-68, and they graduated in May 68. I also stated the obvious that we're living in contentious, turbulent, and disturbing times. Pitzer's mission impels us to wrestle with current social justice issues globally, nationally, locally, and on our own campus. This necessity also grows out of our history. That first class 50 years ago, in its final year, the academic year 67-68, encountered, among other things, the Six-Day War between Israel and its Arab neighbors, the Cultural Revolution reaching its climax in China, a terrible civil war in Nigeria, which resulted in over 500,000 dead. There was also the Vietnam War, or as it's known in Vietnam, the American War, the Tet Offensive, the assassination of Martin Luther King, the 50th anniversary is next April 4th, and shortly after, the assassination of Bobby Kennedy, as he stood next to Dolores Huerta, the Ambassador Hotel not too far from here. And I think, as I mentioned to you, Dolores Huerta will be on this campus, a sanctuary campus, later this year. This academic year, like last year, will involve engaging with the larger political turbulence that will impact us here on campus. There will be issues that unite us, and there will be issues that divide us. There will be issues that connect us with communities outside Pitzer in really positive, engaging ways. There will also be issues in the era of doxing and cyberbullying that will connect us to the wider world in ways that are quite disturbing. Whatever issues we face this year, I hope that all members of the Pitzer community, including you, its newest members, will listen and dialogue with one another. As President Oliver noted, we see enough examples of competing, hectoring monologues out there to know that we can do better. And here I would like to recognize a key cohort of current Pitzer students who may be playing a role as we dialogue about what social justice and intercultural understanding mean in our curriculum here on campus, the Eyeglass Fellows. Some of the Eyeglass Fellows, I believe, in the room. Would you mind standing to be acknowledged? These and other of the Eyeglass Fellows, working with Eyeglass Director and Professor of Sociology Roberta Espinosa, will be holding sessions with all of the new students and creating spaces for conversations about diversity in all its aspects at Pitzer and in your class, the entering class of 2017, including as it relates to students of colour, to first-generation students, to international students, to non-traditional age students, to student athletes, to students who are military veterans, to undocumented students, to formerly incarcerated students, to students with physical and learning disabilities, to LGBTQ students, to pre-med students, to Muslim, Jewish, evangelical Christian, and atheist students, and to students who've been victims of sexual violence. Your class of entering students includes people in each of these categories, some in many, and some in other categories besides. The Eyeglass Fellows, your first-year seminar instructors, your fellow students, the faculty and staff of the college can all serve as respectful, thoughtful interlocutors as we wrestle with the social justice and intercultural misunderstanding that we encounter. So that's my welcome to you to Pitzer's academic program. It's going to be challenging, and to new students, I'm sure it seems a little daunting at this point. But you've got 3 years and 256 days to work on it. And when we reassemble here on Saturday, May the 16th, 2021, what time? 9:30, that's right. I'm sure you will all have some great stories to tell about it. Thank you. Having said that student voice matters here at Pitzer, it matters here at Convocation too, so I'm pleased to welcome the next speaker, Hajar Hamado, a senior political studies major and president of Pitzer's Student Senate. Hajar.
Thank you, Nigel. Class of 2021, welcome to Pitzer College. Congratulations on starting this incredible and rewarding journey. And on behalf of the student body, I'd like to welcome all of you to our community. There's no doubt that it will become your second home. Pitzer is amazing, and I'm really excited to have all of you here. Some of you I've met, and some of you I'll continue to meet over the next few weeks and over the next few months and throughout the year. I hope that over the next few years, Pitzer College will give you some of the best times of your life. As a Pitzer College student, you will encounter in situations that will challenge you to grow in and out of the classroom and make lifelong friends on the way. I know I have, and I continue to do so. 3 years ago, I was in all of your shoes. I was starting my first year of college, and everyone kept telling us that we were admitted to Pitzer for a reason. But let me tell you why that matters. I grew up in Claremont, and yes, that meant for me and my friends that we spent a lot of our time around this area and on the Claremont College campuses. But it wasn't until I got to Pitzer that I realized how much there was for me to learn and to challenge and to just grow during my time here. And I think that I have learned a lot about the different impacts that Pitzer has been able to impact the way that I have been able to grow and continue to pursue my aspirations in and out of the classroom. And everyone's path through the school is different, but we are all united as a community and through the resources that Pitzer provides us all. And here at Pitzer, not only do we learn about the issues that matter, but we learn how to take action and how to define what it means to be a change agent. I myself am majoring in political studies, as Nigel mentioned, and I'm using what I'm learning in the classroom to advocate for issues that I find important. And this is just one of the trajectories that many Pitzer students do take here. When reflecting on everything that I've learned over the past few years, here's a few pieces of advice that I'd give all of you as you enter your college experience. 1, step out of your comfort zone and explore Pitzer College. And make sure you're taking advantage of everything while you're here. Try something new, something you haven't considered that you'd ever try before in the past. Have fun and get involved and build a support network. For all the fulfilling, gratifying, and rewarding times, there will also be challenging ones. And as a senior, I've seen how important it is to build a network of faculty, staff, and friends alike. Establish relationships of trust with folks here on campus so that you have institutional support when you are facing a challenge. Connect with other students so that you have a social circle to hold you up, and that they will also be able to relate to the pressures that come with college, as well as offer you wisdom to sustain you. Student organizations are a great way to get involved here at Pitzer and at the Claremont colleges, and you'll find different people on campus that do have a lot of similar interests. Here at Pitzer, our Pitzer College Student Senate has $250,000 to fund over 50 student organizations. So you'll be able to find something that you're passionate about. For example, you can help our staff's children with their homework through Tutors for a Cause. You can cook your favorite meals from home with the cooking club. You can take a free trip to Joshua Tree National Park with Pitzer Outdoor Adventures. And if you want to make some new friends, you can go bowling with the Bowling and Making Friends Club. There's something here for everyone. I'm part of the Bowling and Making Friends Club. I have to also put in a plug for Student Senate while I'm up here. As an organization, it's a great way to get involved on campus, and you should definitely consider applying and also just like joining the different committees and things that we like organize here on campus. As one of the largest student government per capita in the country, and also ranked number 3 most active student government in the nation, we have an integral part of making change on campus. We've brought gender neutral restrooms to popular buildings on campus. We helped make Claremont a sanctuary city. We helped select the first African American president of the Claremont colleges. We've recognized Indigenous Peoples Day. We've banned plastic water bottles. Our Student Senate has and continues to be a progressive change agent on our campus and in our community. Your time here at Pitzer will feel like forever, and and also go by in a blink. The forever part will probably happen in the morning lecture when you forgot your coffee for the day and fall asleep. I've done it, but you'll also get through that part as well. So make the most out of your time being here and start changing the world today. As you enjoy your college experience, always remember to thank our supportive staff and faculty as they help you stay on the path to success. You were admitted to Pitzer for a reason. They told you that when you were admitted. I'm telling it to you now, and you might not know the reason why. I'm still figuring it out, but Pitzer will make sure that you know it before you leave. So live in the moment, and welcome to Pitzer College.
Thank you, Hirshar. I now invite Brian Carlisle, Vice President for Student Affairs, to speak about the co-curricular dimension of the Pitzer education. Please join me in welcoming Brian Carlisle to the program.
Thank you, Dean Boyle and Hajar. Thank you for not only inspiring all of our students, but inspiring me. Let me just say, my staff sometimes make fun of me because I like to begin all of my one-on-one meetings and our division-wide meetings with a short message of inspiration. It sort of provides us an opportunity to shed any negative energy we may have and allows us to recenter our minds and our spirits. So before I begin my comments, I'd like to share with you a message that was given to me by a friend of mine, Cassandra Manuelito Kirkfollett. She was the first Native American college president outside the tribal college system, and she shared with me a poem she wrote entitled Peace Within. So I invite you now to close your eyes, take a deep breath, imagine all the negative energy rolling off your body. Peace within. Today, may there be peace within. May you trust that you are exactly where you're meant to be. May you not forget the infinite possibilities that are born of faith in yourself and others. May you use the gifts that you receive at Pitzer College and pass them on to others all that you have been given. May you be content with yourself just the way you are. Let this knowledge settle into your bones and allow your soul the freedom to sing, dance, praise, and lead. It is there for each and every one of you, every day and always. Now it is finished in beauty. You may now open your eyes. Now we're recentered. Our minds and our spirits are ready. By now you've heard and read about the core values dozens and dozens of times. You know about our mission to produce engaged, socially responsible citizens of the world through an academically rigorous, interdisciplinary liberal arts education, emphasizing our commitment to social justice, intercultural understanding, and environmental sensitivity. Soon, you will begin to understand and experience how we turn the words of our mission statement and core values into practice. You'll be confronted with complex issues of institutionalized racism and privilege, the injustice of our nation's justice system, politics and its relationship with hate, sexism, homophobia, and much, much more. You will dive deep into conversations that make you angry, confused, and certainly uncomfortable. Education, after all, is not meant to be comfortable. Some of your conversations will test the limits of your capacity to remain civil. You'll feel the warmth of the blood rushing through your neck to your face. Your friends and colleagues will notice the change in the color of your cheeks and witness your eyes becoming wider and wider. Yet through it all, you will be reminded of your commitment to come together, to live and work in a shared learning environment where every member is valued, respected, and entitled to dignity and honor. Though your level of comfort and capacity to remain courteous may reach their limits, you'll be simultaneously challenged to adhere to the aspirations and ideals of our community values, those mentioned many times: dialogue, diversity, inquiry, and action. As noted in our mission and values, while at Pitzer, you will learn from rich and complex histories, viewpoints, and life experiences in our community. You will value and celebrate the synergy created by our differences and our similarities. You'll support the thoughtful exchange of ideas to increase understanding and awareness, and to work across difference, as President Oliver says, without intimidation. You have the right to be heard and the responsibility to listen. Communication, even at its most vigorous, should be respectful and without any intent to harm. A colleague of mine once told me that education is the source of opportunity and social change. As a poor queer kid growing up in a trailer park in a small town in southern Alabama, I thought education was unattainable for me. I was wrong. It was meant to be for me. You were meant for Pitzer, and you were meant to be here with each other, for each other, during this educational and life journey. In Mayan tradition, there's a greeting used as a way to show honor for each other. It's often referred to as the law of En Lakek Alakin, which means I am you and you are me. It is a statement of unity and oneness. The Mayans believed that people are part of the same universal vibration. In fact, their definition of human being literally translates vibrant being. En Lakek Alakin illustrates the Mayan belief that all people are deeply connected. Today, we begin our journey by sharing En Lakek Alakin with each other. This will be your first moment of uncomfortableness in your introduction to college. I'm going to ask all of our first years, if you can, to please silently and respectfully stand. Turn and face someone in front of you, behind you, or to the side of you. And if you can, look them directly in the eyes and repeat after me. You are my other me.
You are my other me.
If I do harm to you, I do harm to myself.
I do harm to myself.
If I love and respect you,
If I love and respect you,
I love and respect myself.
I love and respect myself.
You may be seated. And you can hug. Hugging is okay. Keep these sacred words as part of your commitment to each other throughout your time at Pitzer and beyond. Welcome, class of 2021.
Thank you, Brian. It's my honor to introduce the ceremonial act that represents both a culmination and a new beginning for you, your induction into Pitzer College. Professor Bill Anthes, chair of the Pitzer Faculty Executive Committee, will now present the entering class to President Oliver for induction.
I bet you think you're going to have to listen to another speech. Actually, no. I'll just ask all new entering students to please rise again. President Oliver, it is my honor to present to you, on behalf of the faculty, Pitzer College's newest class of entering students.
On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration of Pitzer College, I welcome you to our college community and call upon you to fulfill your responsibilities as scholars, leaders, activists, and citizens in this academic community. In turn, I offer you the college's full support of your academic and personal growth. Our hearty congratulations to each and every one of you.
Okay, let's get this party started. I want you to remain standing while the platform party process out, and then I hope you can all join us for a celebratory meal down in McConnell Center.